So we're talking about the American gangster and how all the presidential candidates think or try to be American gangster while all the shit's going down. They don't see that the war is really close to the borders rather than, overseas where they're complaining about money, unable to solve the healthcare issue because they're not willing to work together down there for all the poppies and poppy seeds. Ruining our culture at the same time, not educating us, and this is all deliberate, starting with not having enough money for education. All throughout Southern California is a disgrace. Now you're having leaders actually go to schools and talk to principals to find out how they're going to sling and how they're going to spy on people. Because what they do is like what happened to Brittney. Brittney has a personal problem. She perhaps has a personal drug problem and also has her custody dispute. But I find it that what occurred to her is irregular. Number one, the courts always side with the mother. And the mother always is the best parent to watch the kids when they're young, number one. How does that, being a rock star, affect her kids growing up? That should help her kids. Now you're hurting the kids because they could be rock stars too. Instead, the opposite party, because of the money issue, wants to make her into a criminal, and then already within 1 day of that whole incident, the court already put an order of losing all custody. That's a direct attack from the higher up than the courts, because they're coming after high level and high money figures so they can spend their money on attorneys like Roger Clemens and all this bullshit and steroids and all that. So that's a pattern, what I'm noticing, because you're so broke that there is no money to pay for these weapons that they're trying to continue to use, and they say they're protecting us when they're abolishing everything we believe in. Well, we're going to have to abolish everything they believe in. Doing so, what's happening, it's the reverse effect now. The money issue is becoming the most important, critical issue. And this is not just all coordinated bullshit. This is true, the fact that high level and high rich people are getting set up with criminal things such as drugs. Now, the person may have used drugs. They probably videotaped her. She probably freaked out and knew she was getting videotaped. And then they called the cops on her because someone who gave it to her spied and works for the NSA in the first place. So that whole thing, just meeting her, was a setup and a stage, in my opinion. And that's another question. Our personal liberties right now are being in jeopardy, number one.